family, thank you so much for coming back. I highly do appreciate that, and I hope that your day is going great. If it is not, I hope that this reading can actually bring you some type of clarity. So what I wanted to do was set the intention first and foremost that this reading is actually going to be timeless. This is going to be obviously a pick a deck reading. I'm going to go ahead and introduce those now. So this is deck number 1, deck number 2, deck number 3, and deck number 4. What I would love for you to do right now is go ahead and pause this video and make sure that you are centered. Make sure that you take some deep breaths and go ahead and pick a card. I will make sure, well, pick a deck. I'll make sure to leave the timestamps down below in the description box. However, if you are open to receiving, that is awesome. You are more than welcome to listen to all of these messages. That is great. Also, I wanted to set the intention that this video be timeless. This can go for anyone watching this in the future, or if you're watching this in the past, or if you're watching this in the present, because you know how time is, you know, if you, anyway, that's neither here nor there. So go ahead and pick a deck, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to just kind of move these up here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring this one down, that way, you know, because I don't want to move. I don't really want to do all that extra moving. So let's go ahead and get started. This is actually going to be my first time actually seeing these decks and reading these decks. Also, what I do want to mention is that the purpose of this reading is to see what it is that we need to release in order to gain, or what is it that we are needing to release or take note of. That way we can let that go, so that we can bring in abundance, and so that we can bring in new blessings into our lives. So that is what this reading is going to be for. But that's what these readings are going to be for. So let's go ahead and get started. So obviously for my deck number 1, we have the Empress, we have the 10 of Swords, and we also have the 10, this is so wild, we have the 10 of Wands. So right away, what I'm feeling is that coming from this sense, coming from these cards right now, what I'm sensing is that obviously this is a road of completion. The thing is that I feel like there's been like a lot of lessons that my number ones needed to learn, and part of those were to, instead of you constantly holding on to things, and instead of you constantly being the one to be the back bearer, so to speak, or to carry everything on your own back, or to be the one to carry all the bags, instead it is time for you to allow somebody else to take the plate, or somebody else to take the wheel, so that you are able to just soak in and just receive the things that you've been working for. But I'm also sensing is that there's a need for some of our people to do root work. But to be honest with you, I feel like this is something that for some reason I'm seeing this happening for, I've been seeing what I'm seeing right now, excuse me, I'm getting so many downloads. You guys know how I get when I get downloads. But anyway, what I am seeing is that for some of you, it seems as though this is something that you've been dealing with for like the past 10 years. I'm not really sure why I'm seeing 10 years. It could be because obviously the 10s here, but I'm sensing that this is something that you've been dealing with for generations. What I'm feeling like is that this is something that is extremely heavy, and it's also extremely constricting to the fact that it's almost kind of like this feeling of there's like a lot of pressure being the one who's more than likely like the leader of the family, or the one that people go to at, you know, for everything. And you were always so giving. You're always, it seems as if you're always, you know, just the one to kind of mend things together, and people look to you, you know, for these, you know, to lead them in these different aspects of their lives. And so what you're needing is time to really connect with you and connect with yourself, and also to connect with the divine. Because what source I feel like is saying is like, look, you have had a long life, obviously, right? This could be someone who was super young, who feels as though that, you know, they're older because of all the things that they had gone through. What I'm sensing is that these are more than likely people who are more than likely like the older sibling or the oldest cousin, you know, or this could be even a mother or a father, or some type of a parental figure, or some type of figure that is always taking care of things and always being the one to be the backbone of something. What I am seeing is that I also kind of get this sense that there's some people who are working so hard and overexerting themselves to the fact that it's like their back is starting to hurt. What I'm feeling is like something, you know, it's like something to do with like the base of the spine, and that could also be the reason why I'm sensing like a lot of root work. But I am sensing is that there's also this time for you to kind of let these things go and to release these things so that your arms can get a break. This could be somebody working a warehouse job, or again, this could be, you know, it doesn't have to be a warehouse job, but that's kind of what I'm seeing for some people. But it also kind of seems like you've, again, been the ones kind of like holding your hands out and allowing people to kind of pile their bricks on top, and you know, and on top of your arms. What I am seeing is that there is a need for you to release that. It doesn't matter if they're breaking. What I am seeing is that there also needs to be some type of resolution, and that resolution, honestly, what I'm feeling is that that resolution has a lot to do with you opening yourself up to receive what the divine wants to give you. What I'm also feeling is that there is a sense of, because you're so into your work, because you're so into this giving and into holding things together, that you are forgetting that your vessel is something that also needs attention. What you need to do is, what I feel like Spirit is guiding you to do, is take the time out to be open and to smell the roses and to stop letting them pass you by. Stop letting all these amazing moments pass you by because you're so hard at drilling into your work. One thing that's standing out to me, honestly, really is this 10 of Wands. And I feel like this is something saying that you just refuse to give up. You are not giving up because it's just not an option for you. Because if you were to give up, everything else will come crumbling down. Every foundation will come crumbling down because you are the one cementing that, holding all that together. And so what this is, what I feel like, is that the divine is saying, look, you are worthy of being able to connect with all that is divine, with all that is around you. You do need a break, and you do need to be able to soak in all the elements. That way you are able to go into this restorative state and journey back to yourself, is also what I'm seeing. What I'm also feeling coming from this though too is that you also there's just nowhere else to turn. The only way out is to release, to let go, and to observe, and also for you to just be open. That is all that you can do. Remember that you are the observer. You are the one learning the lessons. What I'm seeing with this 10 of Wands, what I'm seeing with this 10 of Swords here is that it's just, there's so many lessons that now it's like you learn from these lessons. It is now time for you to welcome new ways of thinking. And in the midst of doing that, do not forget to be receptive. Do not forget to be open. Don't let life pass you by because you're so busy holding on to things and trying to get things done yourself. It's okay for you to ask for help. It's okay for you to say, divine, I surrender to you. Pour into my cup because I'm broken. I'm tired. It's okay to say that you're tired. Let go of the idea that you have to be the one to always hold things together. People have to learn on their own. It doesn't matter, if these are other adults, that this could be, other adults that you're leading, but stop putting in so much of the work and take a few steps back. That way the divine can work for you, because you've already proven yourself to be that leader. You've already proven yourself to be the one that can hold things together. And again, without you, all things will crumble. And that is one reason why you ought to step back, step aside, and allow the divine to intervene. Pave that path that you've been paving for your family. Allow the divine to walk along that path so that it can come down, so that it can rain, abundance over you. The thing about the Empress card is that the Empress brings this energy of not only clarity, but she's very soft, she's very gentle, but she's also very much a leader. Right? And that's just in my own personal spiritual opinion, is that she is someone who is not afraid of being herself. She's not afraid of welcoming in new things. And that new thing that you are to welcome is to learn how to not do so much. That's honestly what I'm getting. And I know that that's surface level, but to be honest with you, sometimes it takes for people to say surface level things in order to get you to see the picture, in order to get you to understand. It's okay, again, for you to ask for help. There's an emphasis on the word help, is what I'm feeling. And the reason why I'm saying emphasis on the word help is because there are a lot of you who feel like you have to do everything yourself. And the reason why you feel like you have to do everything yourself is because maybe you feel like it's not going to be done properly, or you feel like I have to do this, I have to do that, because it's just in your blood. It's like those, what is that saying? Can't stop, won't stop. That's exactly what this feels like. But again, with this Empress card, is that she is so loving, and she is so open, and she is so welcoming, that she allows the elements to work for her, and she works with the elements. So instead of you rocking the boat, allow the boat and allow yourself to just wave with the waters, right? Just allow yourself to feel the wind, allow yourself to connect with all the elements. This could be you taking time away in order to, clean your altar. If you have an altar, clean your altar, have a cup of wine if you're able to, if you're over the age of 21 or 21 and older, have that cup of wine if you like, or if you don't drink, have that nice refreshing cup of water, have that fruit smoothie, have that juice, that juice that you've been waiting for. What I also see is that you are also using the elements in order to restore your body, which means that you are now you're becoming more in tune with your body because you just feel like you're so worn down. One of the best ways that I am learning, because I'm also on a journey myself, is to always make sure that you are implementing the fruits and the veggies and stuff that you need in order to thrive. What I see you doing again is that this is not just something spiritual or emotional. This is also something very physical. Restore your body. Take that spiritual bath if you need to. Allow yourself to relax. You just need to relax and to just bask and soak in all this love that the universe is trying to give you. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm seeing coming from these cards. Let's go ahead and open up some more. Empowerment. When you ask the divine to take wow, see what I'm saying? When you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. So the thing is about empowerment is that sometimes it is very empowering to let somebody else do the work. It is very empowering in an act of self-love to lessen the load on yourself, to be giving to yourself in such a way that you are not doing so much. I am sensing that this is the energy that I'm getting again from a lot of you is that you are exerting way too much energy and you are doing way too much. Please do not stress yourself out. It is empowering to allow somebody else to do things for themselves. They are depending on you because you are the one time and time again constantly putting that out there. It's okay for you to be there for people, but you need to also make sure that you are there for yourself. That is vital. That is essential, my love. Please understand that. It is. Allow the divine to take over. All there is to love has been there all along. When you begin to find love in people and places where you haven't found it before, it's always because you've grown. You so rock the universe. All there is to love has been there all along. The thing is, what I'm triggered to say with this is that the thing that's standing out to me is that it's been there all along. You knew this from the beginning. You knew what you needed to do, but instead you refused it because you may have felt like you were the one to get it done. Maybe people have been failing you, and so that's because, and you feel like because you've been failed so many times, you have to be the one to exert the work. What I am saying is that all there is to love has been there all along. The answers was right there. They were all right there in front of you the whole time, is what I'm sensing from that. But also remember is that all there is to love has been there all along. The divine has been wanting to hold you and to do for you this whole time. And it took for someone else to tell you, hey, you're doing too much. And sometimes the divine sends, its messengers, obviously through people, through synchronicities, through numbers, through songs, through herbs, through every living thing. It could be things that you're seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling. It could be all of those things that trigger certain senses. But either way, the divine has always been there saying, look, please let me do. Please let me handle it for you. Put it in my hands so that you can relax and take a break. Rock bottom. And also what I'm getting from rock bottom is that it's so funny because the fact that we have rock bottom, this actually reminds me of the Ten of Swords. And the reason is because, again, you have nowhere else to go. The only way out is through, but the only way out is to release, to surrender. The only way out in this point is just to surrender to this divine essence saying, let me do it for you. And I'm going to keep repeating myself because I feel like this is something that you've been holding off. And so, yes, I'm going to sound like a broken record. I'm going to sound like that one mixtape that just won't shut up. I understand that. But again, rock bottom, what this is telling me is that you need to go on to the next step. But in order for you to go on to the next step, you have to be able to surrender and to release and to allow someone else to do the work. You are carrying too many bags with you. What is that song by Erykah Badu? Bag lady, you gonna miss your bus. That's exactly what's about to happen if you don't let that shit go. And this is not me cursing at you, excuse my French. This is just, this is what I feel like Spirit wants you to know. Let it go so that you can feel lighter. It's like when you wear like constrictive clothing all day, when you've been cemented in all these different things and like all these different thoughts, ideas, and activities, and it's like, I can't breathe. Okay, take it off. And when you get that breath of fresh air, it's like, wow, I've never felt so liberated. I've never felt so alive. Yeah, you just needed to breathe. Like, that's all that was. Leap of faith. The thing about the leap of faith, before I even read this description, is that you have to be able to, it's more than just faith. It's about complete trust and surrender. One more time. It's about complete trust and surrender. Allow the divine to take care of it. Allow it to just let it go. Take a risk. Sometimes it is very risky, letting others do the work. The thing is too, the beauty in that is that if you are the one constantly doing things, if you are trying to teach people, for example, right, and they're always depending on you, how are they going to be able to depend on themselves if you are doing all the work? They're not going to be able to. That is why you have to release and let that go. Take a risk and put your heart's true desires into action. What do you feel like you want to do? What excites you? Just focus on you. Release the old and rest. Exactly. Release the old and rest. Remember, release the need to constantly do things, right? Release all of these burdens that you've been holding on to. Release those feelings of, for some reason, resentment came through. Release those resentments. There's nothing for you to keep holding on to. It's fine. Live in the present moment. Show yourself gratitude. Tiger. Courageous, dynamic, inner strength. You're being guided to begin a new journey, one that is exciting and purpose-driven. You have everything you need to confront adversity and turn it into an opportunity. Fiercely pursue what you desire. You are an amazing life force with limitless power and potential. Remember, the thing about the tiger, what I love about the tiger, is that it sits and it waits, and it will sit in the jungle waiting for its prey, right? And then it has like these big, powerful claws that are so amazing, and they're just so amazing, and even though, they're very devouring, but they can be very patient. And they are also very loving, and they're also very, nurturing, but they are very courageous, and they don't get enough credit. They are so majestic, and they're so amazing. And the thing that's sticking out to me is inner strength and courage. It is going to take a lot of inner strength for you to release that. Sometimes we clench to things so hard to where we don't know how to let go. Sometimes that happens. What I want you to do is focus on surrendering, focus on allowing yourself to just be, allow yourself to flow, allow yourself to receive. There is courage and there is strength in that, and that is a great act of self-love. Last card for my number ones. I speak positively of others. Speak positively of yourself. Make sure that what you are saying is of a high vibration. And make sure that you are speaking with clarity, you are speaking with divine essence, you are speaking with, with truth, and you are speaking life into the things that you want. So that is for my number ones. Let's go on to our number twos. For my number twos, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Two of Cups reverse, and we also have the Magician reverse. Now, one of the things that I wanted to say about this is that it definitely does it seems to me that I get this energy that for some of you, you are having a really hard time being able to express yourself. You are having a very hard time connecting with other people because maybe you don't seem worthy. Maybe you don't feel like you are, worth, that new love that you've been wanting. Maybe you feel like you are not worth, maybe you feel like you are not worth, what is it that I'm trying to say? I'm sorry, I'm just receiving downloads. Maybe you feel like there's something going on with your self-esteem, I'm feeling like, for some of you. And the reason why I say that is because the Magician definitely is in reverse. And whenever I see that, it just kind of feels like there was something that was stripped away or taken away, or there's something that you may feel like is off limits. The reason why I feel like I want to say that is because whenever the Magician comes up and he's in reverse, it's kind of like his power was stripped away from him. But at the same time, this is something mental, and it kind of seems like this is something that it's like a self-doing thing. It's not necessarily what people are saying, it's what you're answering to and what you're allowing to, and what you're not filtering out. and it seems like there needs to be some type of filter change. I'm not really sure why. And what I'm also seeing is that there is this lack of trust as well. There is a lack of trust in people as well for some reason. And the reason why I'm seeing that is because, and there honestly is a lack of connection. And one thing that I want to mention is, why is that? Like, why do you feel like you can't? Why do you feel like you don't want to connect with people? What has it been done to you that makes you feel like you can't connect? Is it because you've always been put down? It could be maybe you've always been put down. Maybe somebody's always criticizing you. Maybe someone, maybe you're always entering into these groups of people who, make you feel like you're limited, or make you feel unworthy, or make you feel like you ain't shit. Excuse my French, I curse. I'm sorry, guys, but honestly, that's honestly what I feel like I'm getting from this. It just really seems like there is this lack of trust, and it just seems like no one can love you the way that you love you, and no one can love you the way that the divine loves you. But one thing is that I feel like there also could be this misuse of power is also what I'm seeing. It doesn't have to be you. It could be, other people. Maybe you feel like somebody is abusing their power, or maybe you just don't see the power within yourself. Whatever this thing is, whatever, it is that, you're feeling, what I want you to know is that regardless of that, there is a spark within you that can turn this around. And when I turn this around, what I'm seeing on the other part of that is that there is this need to share your power with other people. There is this need for you to share yourself, your true authenticity with other people, because there's something in you that is worth sharing, and you are not sharing that because of this fear of failure is what I'm also sensing. Understand that no matter what, that this light that you're carrying with you, this torch, is there to guide you, and this torch is there to allow you see things in the moment. Even though this light may not be able to shine through the whole tunnel, understand that if you were to tap into your power and understand that if you were to focus on your craft and focus on who you are and remember your power, you can set the whole damn building on fire. And this is not and I don't mean literally like go set a damn building on fire. What I am saying is extremely figurative. And it's not that I don't trust you guys. It's, you guys know how some people are. Some people take things extremely literally, so I had to say that. But it's you understanding your power, your worth, understanding what you are doing, understanding that your power comes from source, and you are the embodiment, and you are co-creating with the universe in order to share that with other people. Remember that these ideas that you have, this divine intervention, there is something in you that is worth sharing. But one of the things that I want to say is that, again, with these in reverse, it just kind of seems like there is this fear of being able to give that to other people. There is a fear to give that to yourself, because this also has, in my opinion, to do with manipulation. Somebody has been making you feel like you ain't shit, and I keep saying that because that's what it feels like, and it makes me want to cry, because what I am getting from this is that these people or this person has been drilling into you. You are not worthy of this, or they may have been saying things that are extremely detrimental, and you've been believing that. This is you or somebody around you being manipulated into thinking that they are not worthy of anything, that they are not worthy of connecting with other people, that they're powerless. This could be somebody abusing you, making you feel like all there is left to do is surrender to them. When in all actuality, what you have to remember is who you are. Remember that there are spirits all around you trying to help you. Remember that. Remember that your guides are there. Remember that the divine is there saying you can do this. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Understand who you are. Remember who you are. You are literally made of star stuff. You are made of the same things of the universe. You are made of that. You have so much power. So why are you not using it? You have the power to connect with people on such a deep level, on such a loving level. You have such a capacity for that. You have such a capacity for compassion. Why are you not using that? Why are you not using that to spark new ideas and behaviors for other people? You are worthy. Don't you ever let anybody tell you that you are not worthy. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, family? There is no such thing as you are not worthy. You are worthy. Don't you ever tell yourself that you are not. That is not an act of self-love. It is not. And I know that I'm coming down. It seems like I'm coming down extremely hard. It's the Saturn in me. I understand. But what I am here to tell you is that, speaking from experience, you are way more powerful than you think. And there is nothing that you need to worry about, because it will always be taken care of. It will always be there to meet you. Your divine purpose, your life path will never run away from you. It will never run away from you, because it was meant for you. All you need to do is to believe in yourself. Stop believing and taking others' words in. Stop answering to that, because it's not of divine essence. Stop accepting things that are less than divine. You are divine. And you remember that. You are worthy of that love that you want. You are worthy of happiness. You are worthy of joy. Stop living your life with limitation. You are not meant to be limited. Absolutely not. And we are not accepting that. There's always someone there worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. Allow yourself to be passionate. Soak and drown yourself, not drown yourself, but soak yourself in passion. Ground yourself in passion. This is you being grounded, you being focused, you utilizing everything that is in front of you right now. You turning nothing into something. You transmuting traumas into treasures to help heal the world. That is what this is for, my love. You remember that. You are so powerful. There is so much power in you. Don't you ever forget that. Ace, initiation. You are being initiated to remember who you are. Release and divorce this idea that you ain't shit. Stop thinking that, because that's not true. And you walk on this earth, and you pace this earth, and you strut on this earth like you are everything and more, because you are. And you remember that. Self-love. What did I say? What were we talking about? Show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. You have to remember that what is on the inside of you will reflect on the outside of you, and that shit will show. So show yourself some reverence. The words that came through to me this morning was persistence. Be persistent in believing in yourself, and be persistent in understanding that you are worthy of so much more. Stop limiting yourself based on what other people are telling you. If you have to shut off Instagram, shut it off then. If you have to shut off social media, then you need to distance yourself, and you need to do that. Just stop, please. I love you so much, and that's the reason why I'm willing to talk this way, because I want you to understand the beauty that you have. You have so much beauty and so much worth sharing. Open yourself up to receiving that love and that divine light. If your light is dim, allow the divine to set you on fire. Set you on fire with your own devotion. Be devoted and willing to satisfy and please yourself the way that you are with other people. Because that need for constantly pleasing other people comes from more than likely comes from a child that felt like they were never enough. And so what I'm here to tell you is that if you are doing root work right now, or if you are doing shadow work, that inner child needs protection. That inner child needs to know that it is loved, or that he or she is loved. That inner child needs to know that they are not alone. And you tell that to your inner child, and you love the inner child, and you love yourself. And when you see that inner child, you hold that child. You kiss that child. You nurture that child. You needn't worry. Everything that you need is accounted for. There is no one in your life who hasn't loved you, who hasn't always loved you. No one. And if there is, guess what? The divine loves you. That's all you need to worry about. They're all just learning how to show it. They don't know how to love you, and that's okay. You don't have to stick around until they do. You love yourself enough to let that go and to walk past that. And then when they are ready to love you, and when you intuitively feel like letting them back into your life, that is okay. But sometimes what we need to do is to distance ourselves from that negativity, distance ourselves from that, so that we can know our worth, so that we can see what the divine wants us to take in. Take in all the love that you need. Don't worry about anything. Energy is going to express itself no matter what. So if that's the case, then why not look to the energy that is feeding you, that is uplifting you, that is allowing you to step onto that hot air balloon and float all the way up, so that you can look down and see all the beauty that the divine has, so that you can see the wonders and the beauty of this earth. so that you can see the wonders and the beauty of yourself. Balancing act. It is sometimes there is an imbalance when we are feeding so much into other things versus feeding or instead of going within. We have to remember to go within. Every answer that you will ever need comes from inside of you. Every answer that you will ever need comes from you as a divine being. And this womb space, and it's so fun to have fertility. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. This new condition that you are giving birth to is you are learning how to love yourself, and you are letting go of self-loathing acts. You are letting go of what people are telling you, and you are learning how to feed yourself. Allow yourself to surrender to the void. Sorry about that, guys. The limit exceeded. But anyway, allow yourself to surrender to the void, right? And this void space, remember, actually is a womb space. And I will do a video on the void later. But for right now, all you need to know is that this void space full of all these fractals and patterns are actually patterns of creation. These fractals all merge in and out of each other, dancing orgasmically in and out of each other, forming the perfect realm of creation. Remember that with this magician card, he knows, or he or she knows their power, and they have the ability to fertilize and to birth anything that they want, because they understand themselves as not only the observer but the one that is also birthing, the one that also plays a vital role in the birthing of this universe. And you remember that, and you are worthy. Trust your magic, trust yourself. See your seeds grow. It's so amazing, because the moment you start to believe in yourself, the moment you start to understand who you are and what you're capable of, you can allow yourself to drown in that love. But not just that, everything that you've been wanting to do, guess what? It'll happen. It's gonna happen. It will. See yourself grow. See yourself sprout. See yourself for what you truly are, a divine being. Remember that. Remember that, my love. You are capable of so much. And when you start to love yourself, you will be able to see the beauty in things that you've missed, that you've been missing. You've got beautiful hair, beautiful skin, a beautiful smile. Whether that be a crooked smile or a straight smile, baby, you are beautiful no matter what. No matter what. And that's real. Independent, Black Panther, independent. Clever, fascinating. You are being guided to observe your surroundings and keep your own counsel. Find clarity and then express your inner and outer beauty to the world. What are we talking about? Wow. Pounce on the opportunities that feed your soul with purpose and passion. Awaken now to your personal powers, talents, and freedom. Do you know what this is saying, my love? You are capable of so much. If only you would see the same thing that the divine sees in you. If only you would see that. If only you would allow yourself to wipe off the mirror. If only you would allow yourself to just clean the mirror so that you can get a clear vision of who you are. Look at yourself in the mirror so you know, and speak positive affirmations to yourself. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am worth it. I am loved. I am love. I give and receive love abundantly. I can be trusted. Trust yourself. Trust your process. Trust what the divine has for you. Trust in your abilities. Trust in your own inner knowing. And use that to guide you. Because you are worth it no matter what. And you remember that. Your lesson for my number 2s is to remember you are worthy. Remember who you are and allow yourself to be loved. Because that is your divine message. Oh my goodness, my loves. You are loved so much. You are loved so much. And you are worth it. You are worth everything. And don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever forget your worth. Don't you dare forget your worth. Alright. And if you hear little footsteps, of course, that's my little man right there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go on to our number 3s. So, with our number 3s, what I am seeing here is we have the 9 of Wands, we have the 4 of Swords, and we have the Devil. So, right off the back, what this tells me And what I'm feeling with my number threes, is that it seems as if there is a need to relax and stop trying to get your hands on everything. But also there just seems to, and it's so funny because I feel like the number threes and the number threes and the number ones kind of have a similar message, but this one, so to speak, is more defensive. This one seems as if there's always this need to kind of constantly control and attack, is what I'm sensing. And the reason is because there is this lack of, there's this need to go into recovery, but there's also this need to enjoy, because they are almost so uptight. And the reason is because, again, they just refuse to like let their walls down and express themselves and really tap into their shadow to see exactly what pleases them. But not just that, tap into their shadow to see what needs to be released. What I am sensing is that there is this need of focus, but to focus on you and only what you are doing, and allow yourself to indulge and enjoy in that, instead of being ashamed of who you are and instead of being ashamed of your likes and your desires. That is honestly what I'm sensing. The thing is that what I'm feeling is that there's a need, it's almost kind of like you're not showing who you really are. And the reason, it could be because of this fear of judgment, or it could be because of what I'm also feeling coming from this though, and what's actually triggering me right now that I look at the cards, is the devil, but it's also the nine of wands. And the reason why these two are triggering me is because, for one, whenever the devil card shows up, this could be a good thing, or this could be something that obviously needs to be worked on. And in this sense, even though it looks like it's a lot of dark energy, in this sense, there's a need to be liberated. There's a need to trust yourself, but there's also a need for you to figure out why you're constantly building up these walls. What is it that you are hiding? What is it that you are not showing? Right? What is it that you're afraid to show? What are you afraid to show the world? One thing that I also want to say coming from this though is that with this Four of Swords standing out here, of course there is again a need for recovery, but overall what I'm sensing is that there is just the need for you to be yourself, but there's also a need for you to remember to enjoy and to let your guard down a little bit and understand that everything is going to be fine. Everything does happen in divine order. Everything does happen for a reason, obviously. And the thing with this Nine of Wands coming up is that and even though it's not a very aggressive card, even though this does not signify aggression all the time, in this sense, what I'm feeling is that you're just not allowing yourself to be fully open, is what I'm sensing, honestly. You're just not open. Because there is a lack of trust. There seems to be this disconnect between you and your higher self. There is definitely a disconnect going on here. There's absolutely a disconnect. And I feel like that disconnect comes in because sometimes you don't take the time to go within and to shut the rest of the world out. And it's almost like, again, it's this secrecy. I don't know why I'm stuck on secret. It's a secret. It's something that you're not telling someone because you feel like they're not worthy of your trust. This, in my opinion, definitely does it's a trust thing that I'm sensing, honestly. It is. It is definitely a trust thing. But what I want to let you know, since this is what I am sensing coming from this pool here, is that it's okay for you not to put all of your faith and trust in people. That's perfectly fine. But remember that the number one person that you put your full trust in, it is yourself. And remember that. But what the divine is saying though is that what I want you to do is I want you to let these guards down. I want you to stop being so defensive. I want you to be open, and I want you to just let these walls crumble down. That way I can show you how to recover, and that way I can show you how to indulge and how to truly love yourself in such a way that you are allowing yourself to play. Even though this, again, is the devil card, in my opinion, this could definitely be about liberation and you expressing yourself through acts that you are not used to expressing. It could be that you are going through a divorce. You could be going through a divorce right now. Or this could be a breakup that you are finally resting from. And even though this is about, this could also be about, not just about like indulgence or constriction, but you also remembering that it is okay for you to indulge in play sometimes. It is. It's so funny because whenever I see this card, for some reason, it definitely does remind me of a divorce. It really does. And the reason why it reminds me of a divorce is because when you see these two chained together, it's like they're kept prisoner. But also what I want to say is that what's also imprisoning you is you are imprisoning yourself in a way. And this is not me attacking anyone. This is not me attacking you. This is not me saying that, that you ain't shit. I know I keep saying that for some reason. Those words keep sticking to me. That's not what I'm saying, my love. But what I am saying is that what's keeping you prisoner is the fact that you are not able to open up all the way as well. And in order for you to open up, sometimes what you have to do is you have to step into this place of clarity. But the way that you step into this place of clarity is that you take the time out to really dive deep to see what is it that you are not expressing. Why are you not? And it's so funny because emphasis on the word expressive. What are you not expressing? Why are you not being authentic? What are you afraid of sharing? Are you afraid they won't believe you? Like, what's going on? But my thing is that with this pull in particular, what I'm feeling, my loves, is that what needs to happen is to let your guard down a little bit and remember to just be open. Just be open. Allow yourself to be filled with clarity. Allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to step into this place of recovery. Allow yourself to filter out what's happening in the outside world, in the mundane world, and to go within and to meet your shadow. For some reason, I'm seeing a lot of people doing shadow work. For my number threes, shadow work definitely does need to be done. Focus on your desires. Focus on what excites you. Focus on, what, again, this video is not for kids, so I'm just going to come out and say it, is that what is it that arouses you? What is it that pleases you? What is it that, that makes you feel sexy? What is it? You see what I'm saying? Open yourself, express yourself, get to know yourself a little bit more. This is the perfect time for you to get to know yourself a little bit more in ways that you've never seen. But you just have to be open to that. You definitely do have to be open to that. Direction. Lord, please show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body. Wow. If for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. Now, one of the things that I want to say about this is that, again, for some reason, I'm not sure why, this honestly really just brings me back to what I was saying earlier. To be honest with you, there's a need for you to go within. And in order for you to really find that right direction, you have to be able to listen to that intuition, and you have to be able to open yourself up. Again, you just have to be open. There's some type of, there's just a need to do some inner work. Honestly, for my number threes, there is some inner work that needs to be done. And it's so funny because now that I'm looking at it, it says you know what to do. You know what excites you. You know what makes you feel good. You know what brings you clarity. You know what helps you to be open and to be authentic. So in order to do that, you have to be able to not be afraid to express yourself. And it's so funny because this, in my opinion, does have to do with expression for some reason. Even though the sun card is not out or not in this pool, I still feel a need for you to do that. And the thing is that you know what to do, and you're the owl of wisdom. You know that. You know how to use your words. You know exactly what to say. You know exactly what to say. You know exactly what to do. But the question is, why are you not doing it? What is holding you back? Release these thoughts, release the negativity, release the negative energy, and allow yourself to be liberated. There's nothing wrong with you at all. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with your likes and your dislikes. But what I want you to know is that you have to be open. You have to be open. You have to allow yourself to be open. I'm going to light some incense as we're talking here. But yes, you have to be able to be open. You have to be able to release as well. But you also have to step into this place that's going to allow you to thrive. And the only way for you to thrive is for you to remember to be clear. Remember to rest. Remember to rest and to play. Remember to rest and to play. Dry desert. The thing that I get with the dry desert is, again, for some reason also that this is definitely a sense of direction thing. And so with this, what we have to remember to do is to allow the divine to be the mediator, allow the divine to be the path, and walk on that divine path. Allow yourself to see the vision, right? To see it, feel it, see the vision, feel the vision, be the vision. We've said that before in one of our other readings, right? And the thing about a dry desert is that sometimes we are scorched to where we really don't know what else to do. But and it's so funny because it's like that. It actually reminds me of the Nine of Wands. Whenever you find yourself in a dry desert, anything could happen, right? You can see a mirage, right? You can get extremely thirsty. You can feel like the sun is just beating and caving your back in. You can feel like you're getting all these sunburns. But one of the things that I want to say is that with the dry desert, all these lines, all these waves are paths. And so what you have to do is to trust your instincts and know exactly where to go and how to go. And how to go about it. Allow yourself to be nurtured with water. I'm also saying for some reason there's a need for water for a lot of you. And it's so funny because I know that this is very surface level. But what I want to say is that if you're not drinking your water, you need to drink your water. A gallon a day if you can. Okay? I'm not sure why I need to say that, but a gallon of water a day. But again, allow yourself to be the owl that is going to guide you through the night. Allow yourself to be this being of light energy. And the thing is, it's not always about light energy. It's about you being able to integrate both your light aspect and your dark aspects. Allow those to come together to form the perfect whole being. That's what I want to say to my number 3s, to be quite honest with you. Cycles and rhythms. And it's so funny because the thing about cycles and rhythms is that, again, the fact that you are actually understanding what excites you, the fact that you are understanding your body, you have to be open to know and to be honest with yourself and say, this is what I like. Emphasis on the word what I like, right? That is honestly what I'm saying. Cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to be. Allow yourself to thrive. Allow yourself to see. Allow yourself to be all of these things. But in order for you to do that, you have to be able to face that part of yourself that you are also not facing. That's also what I want to get from this, is that what is it that you are neglecting? You are neglecting a part of yourself that needs attention. Man, that's what it is. You are neglecting a part of yourself that needs attention. And it is unwise to do that. It's really not wise to do that. Trust and thrive. Trust the fact that once you are able to integrate these ideas, once you're able to integrate that part of yourself, the shadow side, once you integrate that, you will be able to make so much change. But you have to be able to trust yourself to go that deep. I'm sensing Scorpio energy. I'm not sure. I'm sensing some Scorpio energy. And it's so funny because we actually have the owl here. Calm, observant, wise. You are being guided to find the serenity and stillness. Hear your wow, serenity and stillness. That's our 4 of Swords. Serenity and stillness. Hear your thoughts and acknowledge your feelings. The answer to any questions is inside you. You are the magic key that unlocks the doors to unconditional love, balance, and abundance in your life. And remember, the thing about the devil is that the devil honestly is associated with the Baphomet. And the Baphomet is actually an androgynous being. By the way, for those of you that did not know that, I can talk about the Baphomet in another video. But the Baphomet is actually an androgynous being consisting of male and female masculine and feminine qualities that represent intuition, wisdom, that represent those 2 aspects, and also as above so below. You know what it is. You know what it is. Let's just say that. You know what it is. As above, so below. You know. You are, and then also, it also has to do with logic and reasoning as well, and those 2 aspects merging together. Right? But in order to do that, in order for your stems and your leaves and your petals to reach to heaven, your roots have to reach down to hell. You are going to be doing some shadow work, and you are going to be meeting things that are extremely uncomfortable about yourself. Honestly, some of these things can be extremely uncomfortable. I communicate with compassion. Do not judge yourself on the things that you are learning. Do not judge other people, and do not allow other people to judge you to a point to where you're afraid to be exactly who you're supposed to be. Don't ever allow yourself to feel like, I'm wrong for feeling this way. Get to know yourself. And in order for you to get to know yourself, you have to be able to shut out what people have been drilling into you and allow yourself to open up and to build and to crack those walls open and walk through them. That way you are able to know yourself on levels that you never knew that you could. That is my message to my number 3s. Whew. To my number fours, let's go. Last reading, last reading. All right, so to my number fours, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Moon card, and we have the Queen of Cups. Now, one of the things that I want to say is that this kind of feels like instead of you needing so much hard energy, you do need an energy that is a little bit more receptive and open. And what I am seeing is that there is something that or someone that wants to mother you in ways that you may have not felt when you were younger. What I am sensing is that there is a need to be loved. You may have been pouring your heart out and trying to share yourself with the world, and it just kind of seems like you've always been rejected. For some reason, rejection is what's sticking out to me right now. And what I also want to say is that in the midst of these frustrations, this is also, I feel like this also has to do with the home for some reason. I feel like a lot of you have been going through things, you know, at home. I feel like a lot of people, or some of you, if you will, and again, this is a very generic reading, so I really do feel like, again, this has to do with the home environment. Maybe you don't feel at home where you are. Maybe you feel like there's someone that needs, you know, that you need to let go, or maybe you feel like there is someone that once made you feel at home that is no longer there. Maybe you just lost a loved one, or maybe you just feel like you're losing a part of yourself. But what the Queen of Cups showing up is she is actually a provider in her own way, in my opinion. She is an emotional provider. So she is here to let you know that there is someone that you can talk to. There is someone that you can lean on. There is someone that you can trust. And there is someone that wants to shower you with love. And there is someone that wants to nurture you because she sees the broken child in you. But she also wants you to know that you are actually not even broken. You are a whole perfectly whole being. And in order for you to really understand that, you just have to be able to tap into that power and tap into that knowledge. What she is saying is that she understands that you have been through so much, and there are also things that you are going through that you are not saying. Some of you are healing from things that you are not talking about, and what she wants you to know is that you can confide in her. This is source. This is the divine saying, look, I want you I want to water you. I want to water you. And it reminds me of a poem that I wrote. They won't hold on to me. Maybe I'm just too fragile. They use me as their therapy because the love I gave was free. They won't hold on to me now. My glass shatters easily. Since the love I gave was free, I told them to fix me. And that's the poem that I wrote a while ago. That's actually going to be going into my book. That's neither here nor there. But that's almost what this feels like. It feels like this shattering. It feels like this boulevard of broken dreams. It feels like a boulevard of ashes. It feels like a boulevard of shallow water. What I am seeing is that there is someone who has been so torn down and so molded into something that they are not, where they forget how much joy and how much love and how much light that they have to share with people. They are forgetting their artistic expression. They are forgetting how to express themselves. They're not understanding, or they're not coping with something. It's like, and for some reason, it's like a Pisces who is at the height of their feelings because they just feel so misunderstood. But what I am here to tell you is I want to pour into you. I want you to remember that no matter what, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay, my love. Trust me, everything will be fine. Everything is going to be okay if you were to just trust and allow the divine to nurture you. Don't be afraid to be nurtured. Heal the ouch. Allow yourself to be healed. Heal the ouch. Allow yourself to be mended back together. Just trust it. It's okay. I'm here to let you know that it's going to be fine. You deserve hugs. You deserve, and it's so funny because I kind of want to cry right now, but the reason why I want to cry is because it just kind of seems like whoever this person or whoever these people are, it just seems like they're not used to being loved. They are not used to feeling that love or that warmth. They are not used to having someone there to hold them at night. They are not used to having someone cuddle them. They miss this feeling. For some reason, the word orphan came through, and you don't necessarily have to be an orphan, and you may or may not even be adopted, or I don't know. But it kind of feels like you were never at home in your own home. That's what this feels like. You are not at home in your own home. But it's time for you to create a new home for yourself. You are a walking altar. There is a need to just soak in a sacred pool. There is a need to go to this fountain. And in this fountain, you bend over and you look into this fountain and you see a reflection, and you finally look into your soul. This is you looking into your soul. This is you being open and saying, this is where I'm wounded. This is where it hurts. This is how I'm drowning. And I want to come up for air. I really do. But I also want to submerge myself into this healing period. I need to go into recovery. I need to walk away. I need to step away. I need to stop. I need to thrive. I need to just get away. I need to go away. I need to run away. Whatever it is that you're feeling, don't run away from the healing aspect. Don't run away from yourself. Don't run away from yourself. Don't run away from healing. Don't run away from home. Instead, find it. Stop running away from home. Instead, find your home. Where is home for you? What makes you feel at home? What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel nurtured? What makes you feel protected? Look for those things into yourself. Be expressive. Share what you feel. Don't be afraid of your feelings. Share what you feel. Be passionate about what you feel. Allow your emotions to come through. Your emotions are there for a reason. Your emotions are there. Your emotions are there. And it's so funny because you actually got the word change. You got change twice. And the thing, what I want to say with this though, is that with change, is that change is good. A change of environment. A change in perspective. Wow, that is, wow. Don't scare yourself with the next 40 steps. All you need is that one next action. You can say to love, just show me the first step and change me into who can take it. And the thing is too though, is that sometimes, what that reminds me of, is that sometimes you have to be your own Queen of Cups. You have to be your own mother and mother yourself in ways that you've never been mothered before. And that is okay. That is fine. That is fine. You would not have been given this task if you couldn't handle it. And even if you cannot handle it, that is where the divine says, I am going to show you, if I'm going to show you these things, I am going to wow you. Now watch me work. You have a home in me. What I want you to do is on those nights when you feel alone, I want you to look up at the stars. And if there is no star in the sky, if you cannot see one star, I want you to look to that moon. If there's a new moon, I want you to look at that new moon. And I want you to be open to change. I want you to welcome new beginnings. I want you to step your foot in fresh water. And for some reason, I also heard the word detox. If you are stepping into salt water, allow the salt to draw out the toxins. Allow the salt to draw out everything that is not needed. Remember to do that. Change is always good. Actually, the only effective way of changing another person is by changing yourself. Works every time, guaranteed. Though I'm kind of partial to the way you are right now. Tally ho, the universe. The thing about that is, what this reminds me of is that unfortunately, you cannot change the circumstances that you had gone through in the past, but what you can do is focus on this present. That way your future is set in stone in ways that are meant to be for you. Encouragement. Infinite supply. You are not alone. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Fox, intuitive, observant, intellectual. I benefit with gratitude. What I am seeing coming from all of this reading for my number 4s is that it is okay. And I'm here to encourage you and let you know that there are some things that have to come together. You have to be able, again, to open yourself up and receive that love, right? Don't be afraid of what makes you feel at home. Don't be afraid of yourself. Allow yourself to shine through. Allow yourself to tap into your emotions. Allow your emotions to speak. That way you can observe them and allow them to work for you. Remember that. And you are not alone. And it's so amazing how we have this, because with the feather, this reminds me of your ancestors being there. It reminds me of the birds. Whenever you feel alone, remember. Whenever you feel alone, remember. There is a family in the stars for you. There is a family in nature. Remember who you are. Remember that power. Allow yourself to be nurturing. Allow yourself to be open to receiving love. Allow yourself to dive into that sacred pool. Allow yourself to dive into your imagination and to set your intention for what you want to draw in. In order for you to draw in this new love, you have to be able to let go of the things that scare you. Allow yourself to release the need that, or allow yourself to release this idea that you are not worthy. Release all of those ideas. And release the thoughts that tell you that you cannot be authentic, or release those thoughts that tell you that or release the need to always hide your feelings. Say how you feel. Just say how you feel. It's okay. And once you tap into saying how you feel, you will then be able to remember that, again, you are not alone, and that with this infinite supply, you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. Understand that this universe is extremely, it's not limited, it is extremely abundant. But what I want you to know is that there's an infinite supply of wisdom within you. There's an infinite amount of love within you. Remember that, and you use that. You tap into that life force. You tap into that vibration, and you watch things unfold. You are being guided to look beyond the shadow side of any relationship. Open your eyes, mind, and heart to the limitless opportunities around you. And this is not necessarily you just looking, and this is not just you looking beyond the shadow side. And it's so funny because now that I mentioned that, I'm thinking of Lilith, And the thing is excuse the background. I'm so sorry. There's some kitchen going on. Sorry about that, guys. So we're almost done, actually, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. And the thing about it is, like, you're not actually like constantly looking past your shadow side, but instead what you are doing is you are observing that shadow side, and you are allowing it to shine through so that you can see what has what you've been lacking, right? So you are opening yourself up to viewing these things and becoming the observer. That way you can know how to love yourself. That way you can know how to love others. And I want you to remember that. So my message for my number 4s is to be open, to be expressive, to mother yourself in ways that you've never been mothered before. Allow yourself to be the guide that tells you that you are worthy. Allow yourself to be encouraged by the divine essence. And I am encouraging you to love yourself and to know how to be loved and to always express yourself without apology. Okay? That is my message. I hope that it resonated with you in some way. And I will see you all in my next video.